Good afternoon, this is Shay Klessman for APD2, our final project, week 4, and let's get a rundown through this thing. Summarize the development process. It worked pretty well, having the milestones and setting up for that first week. I liked everything set up that way, but it came down to my final week. I was trying to do something that I had never done before, and that was doing tab fragments with fragments, and it didn't go so well. And if I had known how to do it or what areas I would have gotten stuck on in the beginning, I would have started coding with the fragments instead of the other way around. I'll talk more about that in a little bit. But the development process actually went relatively smoothly, and I was ahead of the process until a day or so ago. My challenges this month weren't many. I only ran into a few pitfalls along the way and were able to fix most of them on my own. My biggest challenge came 3 days ago when I tried to expand a little too far, too fast, and I messed up my GitHub severely. I lost 3 days worth of work, and I had to drive up to Seattle to get a friend to help me because I really don't understand Git that well, and we had to use terminal just to try to restore everything I could. It was pretty bad, and I lost 3 days worth of work plus half a day of drive time. Yes, I consider my app a success. It's not exactly what I wanted because I couldn't figure out how to get the background of the list view to change. It's always solid black. I've been fighting that this whole time, and that to me is a piece that's missing, but everything else works in it. All of the links, all of the buttons, all the web views, all of the browsers, the online parse, the edit, the delete. Every item I wanted to works. I just wanted it a little bit better. I would have liked to have the tabs, that would have been cool, and some fragments, which I had to pull out because I lost them over the last 3 days. But yes, it was a success. It's simple. I'd love to expand on it, but it's a great base and something I would put on the market. The most valuable lesson learned this month was figure out what you're going to build completely before you start building. You want to jump into it, and you want to start this lesson, and you want to start coding. And even a week, looking at it early and setting up, I still didn't quite understand what I was going to run into, like the tabs problem. Doing fragments with tab fragments, it was a huge process, and to build it backwards from that, to go back in and try to move things around, it was too confusing for me at this point. I got lost. It probably could have worked. The code looked like it should work, but I never got it to fire. And then my GitHub and I got in a fight, and when I tried resetting, it got worse, and then I lost everything. Yeah. Pre-planning. Definitely by far. Know exactly what you're going to build before you build it. And leave the designing up to somebody else. I know you hate that, but that took more time than anything. Quick overview of my app. I followed your advice and changed the logo. It looks like paint splashes now with different colors, and I used the cube thing that you showed us online to find 3 colors that matched. So that looked pretty cool. I made all of the buttons look like those blocks, those wooden blocks that you used to have as a kid that had letters on it. So they've the texture on it and the white paint around the outside and the raised letters for the child's name or the information on the button. If you click on the button, as you can see, my list view background is still black. It's the only item that I can't do. Everything else is in there. The tab, I would have liked to make the text view inside of it something other than black. I haven't had time, as I'm just trying to get it to get online to you in time, but we'll see if I get it in the last couple minutes. When you click on one of the kids, it pulls up theirs. I chose the background of wood for the whole theme because when I went on to Pinterest, like you said, I typed in daycare and I looked at it, and almost all of the daycare equipment and everything is made from this really blonde colored wood. All the tables, all of the cubbies, everything they had. So I went with a background of wood. So like the paint was splattered on the wood and the buttons were the blocks of wood. And so I went with that and tried to keep it close to the theme as possible, as I found. So this is just a simple view of the children. The check-in, check-out. When you click on it, it changes it online the second you change it. Emergency phone call. You can click the button down here and it does activate the phone, and we'll call the person if you wanted to. The tabs at the bottom are as normal. The edit takes you over to the same, or actually the settings button, so you can see that you can delete it, or you can go to settings or quick links. The edit button itself takes you back to the page that you can also add somebody with, but it populates all the data on it like it should. Text color is a little light on the background. I'll see if I can fix that, as I can see right here before it gets to you, but it is visible and it is all usable. Allergies list, same thing. The list background is still black. I couldn't change that, but the list cells themselves look like that block. It lists the child's name and their allergies. Over to quick links, same kind of thing. Background is the wood, the blocks on top with the words on the blocks, and everything here works. And from settings. Settings, the background is the wood, and it's just normal text on this one. But this is where you're able to go in, and if you had a parse account, you could change all this information up. You could put in your ID and the client ID or key, and it would automatically create your own link. It would fill out everything else in this form, and it would just fire. You don't have to do anything else. It's just change those two items, and then it's yours completely. Same thing with the website, the school local website. It would change it. When you change it here, it changes the information for the buttons. So again, that's my app. It does everything that I wanted it to do, or at least basic. There's a lot more I would love for it to do, but in a nutshell, with 2 weeks of coding and 1 week of pulling out my hair trying to design, I think it came out pretty good. I hope you like it too. Have a good day, and thank you.